Hi Gemini, this is Amanda Nardozzi. Thanks for hopping into my little den here. We're keeping it warm, we're keeping it cozy. Today's reading is for March 25th for the full moon in Libra, on to the next 2 weeks. So whenever you're seeing this in that 2 week time period, that'll be when this energy will be for until the next new moon. So that being said, I'm going to roll the astro dice just to see what we're working with here, what sector of life to tune into, and then we'll get started. Second house, Sun, and Gemini. Oh, hey, it's your sign, but on the astro dice. That's nifty. Okay, so immediately picking up on financial stuff. So finances being our second house. Gemini is the duality, and Sun is creation. So whatever it is that you're creating, that could be benefiting your financial house. Could also be, I don't know, there is the duality that comes with it. So like the success of the thing that you are creating, this could be in your line of work, whatever you're doing to make money. This could be in like a hobby or passion that you're trying to do for money. There's just this energy of something that you are creating that is causing the sense of duality or the sense of tension in your second house, in your financial house. So let's pull some Celtic Cross and see what we do, or see what we get rather, and then I'm going to pull one from each oracle deck, and then we'll get into your angel dice. Okay. So we're going to see what's being channeled through here. Interesting. So the area of tension that we have is swords. So your solution is the sire, or I'm sorry, not solution. The situation is the sire of swords. And I can't help but feel like, okay, so the fact that I said solution is not an accident. Usually when I say something by accident, spirits just like slipping shit through because they're like, you got to say that. The thing is, like, the area, so you have your solution as the Sire of Swords, which is akin to the King of Swords, and then your challenge is the Ace of Swords. Now, the reason why I bring them both up at the same time is because this is the area of tension. This is where the wires are kind of crossed. You know what you need to do, and you're doing, it's almost like this is the path that, like, you're doing the thing that fulfills you, and you have a strong head on your shoulders, you have a strong logic, and it's almost like you need to stick to that. But on the other hand, this challenge, the Ace of Swords presents new ideas. It's almost like this new information or new like epiphanies or new realizations trying to come in from the side, and it's almost like you're not receiving them very well because you are so stuck in the traditional thought patterns that you've had before. So it's almost like I'm sensing a little bit of intuition here. So it's almost like you need to rely on your intuition to like move you forward. It's almost like you know that you're going to be okay on the path that you're on, but it's almost like you're not really allowing this change to happen, or you're not really allowing this trajectory to keep moving forward. Be like even though there's like this new idea trying to come in, but it's almost like I wouldn't say like new idea. It's not like you're starting something new, but it's almost like whatever this, I'm just going to like use the example of a passion project, for instance, because that's what Spirit keeps talking about. So like you have a passion project and you are totally immersed in it. And then like you're on a path, like you feel like you're meant to do X, Y, and Z with it. You're meant to take these certain steps, especially when it comes to handling your finances. But it's almost like you are reluctant to follow through on that intuition, or reluctant to follow through on that path because it's not the way that you've lived before. It's not like it's like I'm hearing for some of you it's a new source of income. For some of you it's a new source of income, and for some of you you're not really trying. You're trying not to rely on it for like a safety measure type of thing. For some of you, it could be like a safety thing. I feel like for whatever reason, the group that I'm talking to might actually have some funds stored away already in order to pursue this new thing. Some of you might not. But either way, I'm kind of getting this image of like, you know what you need to do next, but it's clashing against what you've done before. So whatever that looks like for you, I'm getting that it looks like different things for different people. So like some of you are like relying completely on this new income and like taking all of your energy and putting it in because that's what's necessary for it to grow and succeed. On the other hand, some of you are kind of running it parallel to whatever like your old income, and it's almost like there's like a wanting to do one thing out of fear, but then there's the inspiration that's coming in that's wanting you to do something else. And Spirit's almost kind of like reintroducing this, like they're like, you can handle it whatever way you want. All we're saying is let in a little bit of magic. So what's coming up from within is the Fool. It's like you want to start this new beginning, you want to start this new path, and you want to embrace it. And it's almost like you're working with, it's so interesting. It's almost like with your skills, you have everything it takes. You don't need to be studying anymore. You don't need to be cracking open any books anymore. Like it's go time. You're ready to go, and you know it. Like the type of knowledge that you're going to get in the future position, you have 3 of Pentacles. So I mean, you're already like, you know that there's learning to be done, but it's going to be on the job. It's going to be through experience, through like for some of you it's networking, for some of you I'm seeing quite literally like working with your hands, some type of manufacturing, some type of craft or whatever. But there's something here that says like, you know that whatever learning that you have to do, you're not going to grow anymore by opening a book. Like the time is now to actually put it into action, because anything you learn from here on out is going to be things that you can't pick up from a book. Like how does for example, if it's like a new passion project, like a new business of some sort, right? If it's a new business, it's like, okay, well, how does this business work in my area? What does this, like, it's almost like if you're like, okay, well, I understand that they say birds of a feather flock together. So where is this particular business, where can it thrive? Which neighborhood, which city, which like what around me, or like what online spaces, where can I thrive at? Where are these birds that are kind of jamming with my feathers? You know what I mean? So there's that type of feeling that it comes with. In the past position, in the recent past, you've had the Hermit. So being alone, kind of coming back to yourself for a while. And this is like, Spirit's saying this is like an age of wisdom. So this is almost like, some of you had to like have like a dark night of the soul, or you've come within to like, it's almost like you're just coming out of hermit mode. And hermit mode has literally been like, some of you have been through like some tests. And by tests, I mean some of you might have been feeling the energy of doubts. You might have been feeling down for a long time, maybe downtrodden. But between being like having like this onslaught of barrages with doubt and fear, there could have also been something externally that has impacted you and caused you to want to withdraw, so that you can, I'm hearing like categorize what's going on so you can understand a little bit more of your situation. Because it's almost like anything that you've been through, like you knew something was up, you knew these doubts and these fears were not true. It's like you knew that something was off, and like, it's almost like you like acknowledge that you need to be brave. And it's more of like, let me come within myself to sort that stuff out first before I come out to the open. The focus here is the Page of Swords. So this is kind of trying to focus on finding those new ideas, but it's almost like you're like, but I need to find another idea that's not this Ace of Swords off the wall thing. It's like a completely new way of thinking. It's a completely new way of handling my life than what I have before. And it's almost like you're looking for other options. And I think Spirit's on board with this. They're okay if you do that. There are so many different ways I can see you doing this. I'm getting, even though the Seven of Cups is not in this spread, I see a Seven of Cups type of energy where it's like they're showing me that you have other options, but like it's almost like once you come up with that idea, hang on to it, and Spirit will start delivering opportunities to you if you wanted to do things in a different way. Spirit's like, we will sync up with whatever it is you choose to do. Just let us know, type of thing. Like, speak it out loud, have that intention, and then we'll try to make that manifest. We'll try to make it happen. Spirit's saying, if you put in all your energy, though, to this other thing, like for some of you, it's like the message is a little different. For some of you, if you're putting all this new energy into this new beginning with the Fool, then it almost feels like, because this is where like what's coming up from within. And this is where you're in most alignment, when you're following from within, because you're feeling like, oh, I want to do this new beginning. I want to put kind of like, I just almost like, I want to put these measures to the test. I'm not sure exactly what they mean by that, but it's almost like you're, let me feel into that energy for a second. Like your faith. It's like you're learning to trust the universe, and going on this new beginning is that leap of faith that is like that test for you. And it's like, okay, well, Spirit, okay, well, what can you do for me? Let's do it, and I was thinking something, and then Spirit's like, that passes the vibe check. It's okay. I think that like it's our turn kind of like to test Spirit. So like when we're encountering this energy, it really feels like, okay, Spirit, you test me. And this isn't, it doesn't feel like, oh, like it's my turn to test you. It doesn't feel like it's out of spite when you're testing Spirit. It's more of like, I'm going to take this chance. I'm going to take this leap. So now let's work together. Let's see if you come through. It's not even so much as let's see what happens, but because if you place that expectation, like, you know, Spirit always tries to find ways to surprise you and, you know, make you laugh and go, haha, that's funny. I did not expect that. But there is this, there's wanting to, like, I don't know. I see you strongly with this new beginning saying, okay, Spirit, let's do it. What can you do for me? Let's see. Let me watch your magic in action, because I am expecting in this open space of possibility that I am allowing for you as I jump into this huge pond, what kind of splashes are you going to make? What kinds of things are you going to send my way? We'll see. Right? So in your you have the Queen of Wands, feeling confident, feeling sexy, feeling on top of your game. This is also a very attractive card. Your powers of attraction are strong, and I actually feel that you feel this too. This could be in your physical appearance. This could also be in your powers of creation and manifestation, because the Wands is all about creativity. It's all about passion. It's all about your will and drive. And you could be just feeling yourself in terms of yang energy. Go, do. I am a businesswoman, man, non-binary pal, whatever. Like, I am strong, okay? Hi, Milo. He's like coming up. He's coming up in my, hi, I see his little face. I'll have to move him over here for the next reading because he is wanting the attention. I love you. Yes, I do. But yeah, I see you being strong and I see you being confident. In your environment, you have the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords in your environment says that there might need to be some energy of rest here, because I do feel like you might be going at it a little too strong. I don't see Ten of Wands energy here, which I like that, which means that it's not a complete and total overburden on you, but you might have to like schedule that time to meditate and relax, especially when you're tuning into your intuition. Like when you make a move, I'm not saying sit in meditation forever and like look for surety around every corner. What I'm saying is taking action and then periodically coming back after that action to meditate, just so you can like sense the path ahead, so that you're not moving too fast, or that you're not doing a barrel roll down the hill and then taking a sharp left when you should be maybe taking a sharp right. You know what I mean? So it's like just reconnecting with yourself and making sure that you're making your decisions out of being grounded, because the Chariot here is about that. When you are aligned, I actually heard this recently through a different reading, but like what it's so funny that I talk about being aligned with the Fool, because with the Chariot, like, you know, there's not, like in the traditional tarot, he doesn't have reins. He has reins in this one, but it's almost like he barely has to do anything. You know, he's not struggling to hold these dragons. He is actively, like, they are working in alignment, because Spirit is like, okay, well, this is what you want. Let's go in this direction. And for you, it's almost like the hope is that you have direction. The hope is that you have a strong direction that you act on, that you're saying, this is what I want to do. This is what, in this case or in this scenario, these are the actions that I want to take. And if the situation is like this, these are the actions that I want to take. It feels very decisive, and there's almost a hope. There's like a hope saying, I want to be decisive with this. I want to be decisive with this new beginning. I want to follow through, put my energy in, and I do see you doing that. I feel you like coming up, like it's almost like you're showing up for yourself in this instance, and that's what I love about the Chariot. The Chariot's my card, y'all. I think it, like my birth tarot cards are like the Chariot and the Tower or something. So I get it. I understand this card. Me and this card, like I love when I get this card, because I feel such a powerhouse when I have this card. So the fact that this is in your reading, I truly feel like your hope and like basically the direction that you're heading in, no pun intended, the direction you're steering in, is, you know, it's not something you're going to have to work hard for. It's something that, yeah, hard work is, you know, I mean, it comes with success, you know, when you want to do something, hard work comes, but it's almost like when you're working hard on something that does not align with you, it is significantly more draining and more hard. Like, and I feel like you know what that feels like, to do something that really doesn't fit with your soul, when you're like, oh gosh, like I have to do this every day, like having a job or doing this activity that you absolutely hate. And then it's almost like when you make aligned choices, when you start heading towards that path of alignment, you start doing the actual work that you're meant to do and that fills your soul, and that your mind starts to get on track, your mind starts to get in sync with what your heart wants. You start taking action on what your heart and your mind are both in alignment with. It's almost like you know what your heart wants, but your mind is still catching up, but there's still that, I'm seeing that mind coming back down. Milo. Sorry, my doggy is sitting next to me, and he's like, they're working down the street. So when they're driving up the street, he's like, oh my gosh, Mom, an intruder. They're on our street. Can I go out and say hi? Like, no. No, not with that bunk leg, buddy. But I see your mind kind of coming back and syncing up to like your heart to be even in more alignment. Like I see them like, because like again, there's that tensions with the mind here of like, I'm feeling pulled to this particular path, but I don't want to do it because it's not what I've done. It's not what makes sense. But what you've done is no longer working, or it doesn't have to work for you anymore. You can like, there are other ways of being that can work for you. There are other ways of doing things that can work for you. So just remember that and keep that in mind, because with the Hanged Dragon coming up in your outcome, this is a change in perspective. So I feel like after taking that leap and like understanding that synergy of, you know, when I'm doing what I'm meant to do, it is going to be hard work, but it's not going to drain me as much. It might actually even make me feel more alive. Knowing that, and especially with concern over energy levels, and also in terms of like where your finances are and being like, okay, well, do I start this new beginning or not? That Hanged Dragon, think of it as only a temporary thing. You're making an investment in your business, and actually Spirit had said like recently, whether it's a business or not, Spirit had said to me recently, even with my tarot, they said, whatever you're doing, think of it like an internship. So, you know, and if that's the change of perspective I have to have in order to, like, for example, keep my finances afloat, then that's what I have to do. And that was a previous example from something that I was going through. And that's why I can sync up with this energy pretty well, because I'm like, oh, well, this is exactly what had happened. It's that duality of like, okay, I might be having like a little bit of return on this new beginning, or I see some return, but it might not be enough to do what I need, you know, what I want to do with it. Or like there's like a big project that it's almost like you have big dreams, but you can't quite do these big dreams yet until certain things at the start of this journey are out of the way. So that in mind, let's pull some oracle cards and see if we can get anything else in relation to your situation. So full moon in Libra, find balance. Guys, it's the full moon in Libra. Oh my gosh, that's the time period that we're in. We have the full moon in Libra, find a balance. So in particular, this is kind of what I was going back to when I was saying the Four of Swords in your environment. So like needing to rest, and it's almost like, yes, you're taking all of this action. It's inspired action. It doesn't feel like it's draining you as much as other activities, jobs, careers, whatever in the past. But it does almost feel like, you know, as you take those steps, returning back to yourself and resting and playing. So there's work, rest, and play. Those three are not the same thing. And I think people often confuse rest and play with like the same thing, and it's not, because it takes energy to play, but it's almost like an imaginative play. Like that's where the imagination flow channels open. Rest is things like sleep, making sure that you're feeding your body, like taking care of your physical vessel. Like I do any of that, I count that as rest. But like resting and also like allowing your mind to be blank sometimes. The Four of Swords, like when you're in meditation oftentimes you swipe it clean. You swipe your mind and then you're like, okay. And if you struggle with meditation, doing guided meditations on YouTube can be a huge help, because it actively gives you music to focus on. It gives you a voice that tells you kind of like what to visualize. And I used guided meditations a lot at the start of my meditation journey. I still don't meditate as frequently as I should. So, I mean, I have work to do. You know, we can be partners in that, like working on meditation together. But it does feel like, you know, even when you're not even meditating, just quite literally just sitting down and allowing yourself to think about nothing. Just like doing your best to wipe it clean. I know sometimes, at least when I go into meditation, sometimes I look for answers, or like I focus on a particular question. Or like spirits start talking to me. But for me, for meditation, it's nice to actively sit and do nothing. You know what I mean? It's nice to actively sit and like, it's just, you're allowing yourself a lot of freedom. I'm hearing like you have ample time to do this. I'm hearing. So, okay. Wow. And you also have, me talks, repairing the body, mind, spirit. So again, spirit's kind of like, I said what I said and I meant it. They're coming out with this message strong of making sure that you are resting. Whatever you have to do to repair your mind, body, and spirit is what they're asking you to do. Just straight up. I don't know. I feel like I can't, like, and this is, for some of you, this requires being alone. Don't be afraid. Like, it's almost like I hear some of you say, but I already spent so much time in solitude. I need to start going out and doing things and meeting people. I need to start, like, you know, connecting with family again. Like, do whatever you feel called to do. But if you need extra hermit time, or if you need to go into that hermit mode, have those boundaries with yourself. No one's going to want cranky you coming up in their space and, you know, being not you, you know, because you're cranky and tired and you need your rest. Nobody wants that. Trust me. And a lot of times people can feel it in your energy too. So even if you don't say anything, they're like, you look like you need sleep. Or like, I could be coming up and looking like the peppiest, but, you know, oftentimes like my partner will say like, I hear it in your voice. Like, you need to sleep. You're either really, really hungry or you need to sleep. So people can sense it too. So do a favor if you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for other people. Like do other people a favor. And trust me, they don't want you showing up to them in your cranky state, okay? I know nobody wants me showing up in my cranky ass state, so. You also have peacock spirit, let it shine. So whatever it is that you're moving forward with, this new beginning, make sure it's coming through in an authentic way. Make sure you're displaying all of your feathers. Don't shy away from only showing half of your tail. Spirit's like, I want you to show your full tail in this respect because you're going out there. So be you. I'm just hearing like a be you strong. So make sure that you're doing something authentically. If you think that, okay, so I don't know why, but I'm getting, for whatever reason, like, is somebody who's doing a business and they're fussing over certain colors that they want for their business. And they're like, oh my gosh, well, I know it looks more professional to have these colors, but I actually want these colors. I vibe with these other colors for my business. I vibe with a pink and white, not like a red and white type of thing. Or like I vibe with and like, it's almost like there's a fear that people won't take you as seriously if there's certain colors. They're just colors. And when I tell you something, like when you are starting something new, even, like especially with financial adventures, when you are starting like a business, when you are starting like your creative pursuits, you need to be 100% in it. Like you don't have to be 100% in it because sometimes spirit's like, okay, well, I see that you're putting forth effort and I want to show you what's possible with this. And then they give you some type of return. But it's so much better like long run. It's good for your happiness. It's good for your own personal abundance. And in terms of being a magnet for abundance, it's good to just like do your thing and create what you want and let the people who vibe with that come to you. Let the people who vibe with that actually buy your product or get involved with your business. They probably like those colors too. They're probably tired of the stuffy old like professional looking thing anyway. And maybe they want to shake things up. You don't want the clients that you have to cater to. You want the clients that naturally gravitate to you. Okay, so keeping that in mind for those of you who have a business or looking to, or like feeling stuck on that. You also have 600 for your angel numbers. I'm pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. I always read these messages twice. Short, sweet, very profound. I always love these cute little messages. God is restoring your energy at this time. Take time to breathe and feel replenished. Y'all, I cannot make this up. This is like the fourth message that we came through. This is like you got 3 cards talking about it. I was channeling it through a tarot card. You can't argue with it when it comes through with oracle cards, and now the angel dice are saying it. Y'all got to make sure you get some rest. God is restoring your energy at this time. Take time to breathe and feel replenished. So I can't expand on that anymore because I feel like I did in so many different ways. So that being said, Gemini, thank you so much for tuning in. If this resonated with you in any way, go ahead, like and subscribe and all the things. That way you can keep up to date with what I'm doing. I post things, I post collectives, I post zodiac readings, zodiac signs. I follow the vote, so y'all want to see it every 2 weeks. That's what I'm doing. So every full moon and new moon, I will be posting something for that 2-week time period. And then I do collectives in between. If you are in the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area, I am doing events all around. I am doing all kinds of free pop-ups. So if you wanted a personal reading from me, and if you're in the city, go ahead, go join the newsletter, track me down. I am, what am I doing? I think my personal readings are also open too. I'm going to put the link down below for my email for personal readings, but also with my landing page where you can sign up for my newsletter, where you can see all the services that I offer. The website, I'm updating people on the website because this website, when I tell you, oh my gosh, listen. So it's just the plugins. I love how easy it can be, but I'm also still a novice at dealing with coding and plugins and stuff. And you don't have to be a coder, but when you want to achieve a specific aim, it's difficult to try to work around that with the plugins that you have. So when it comes to websites, I actually just deleted my whole website and I'm starting from scratch. Not complete scratch. I have all the content and all the pictures and stuff that I want to put on it. So it's just a matter of getting it to function. So that's why I'm just going to schedule readings. Like, we don't need to wait for the website to get personal readings up. So if you wanted a personal reading, they are open. Go ahead and look at the landing page if you wanted that. It's like a temporary landing page till I get it up. Hopefully it'll be out soon. So that being said, thank you so much for being here with me in this space. And I'll see you in the next one. Love you, love you, love you. Bye.